Naomi Simiyu, and today we're going to talk about a small analysis of Amazon company. And I'm a student at Delhi Technological University, Delhi School of Management, and we'll start off. And if I there's a small beat here put on your desktop. As you can see, there are two kinds of companies: those that work to raise prices and those that work to lower them. And as a matter of fact, we'll find out that Amazon is one of these companies that actually is working forward and so hard to reduce the prices and for its consumers. And if you were an online shopper and you go to any shopping mall, you actually find out the difference between these two, because you go to a shop and you ask for any product, and they are selling the product at MRP. But Amazon has come up with so many things that have actually reduced the cost of the products in order to make it accessible and available to the hands of its consumers and its customers. And we'll start off by small history on Amazon. So Amazon started way back in 1994 as an online bookseller, and it started in the city of Seattle in the USA. And it started in this city, most especially to position itself next to Microsoft Office that was also in the same vicinity. And as we find out, it started in the same place in order to take advantage of the softwares and of the products that are being produced by Microsoft, as we will find out next as we go on. Amazon's incorporation and business. Amazon was started way back in 1994, but we find out that in the year 1997, Amazon decided to go public. This means it started to sell all some of its shares to the public, and allow investors to come in and also invest. And Amazon in the year 1998, it started selling music, and by year 1999 it diversified even further. It started selling softwares, electronics, and other home improvement products like the kitchenware and the toiletries and etc. And Amazon started to venture into business online. So it started using internet and venturing into online business. That is way back in 2002, where it started the Amazon Web Services. This one, it helped in the processes of various other companies' products, and providing web services, just like other companies have recently. In 2006, Amazon introduced EC2, which rented computer processing services to other companies. Plus, also started to provide the online platform for other companies to do business. It started this. The EC2 is actually the elastic cloud computing, and it started this as a way as to provide a platform where companies will come and store their information in the cloud services. And right now, most phones, everything is actually having the cloud services, because there's numerous of data. There's huge amounts of data that need to be kept well. And so many companies during that time, 2006, had started being automated, and they were all having this bulky information that could not be stored in the hard copies as well those times. And they were seeking all these cloud services, and Amazon took advantage of this situation, and it came up with the elastic cloud computing, and it actually provided all these services to these other upcoming companies. And apart from that, it also started actually providing the platform on where it is actually even up to date, a platform where sellers and buyers will meet and do businesses. um, when it comes to acquisition, Amazon, it bought Kiva system that was meant to automate its inventory management businesses, uh, to ensure there was a person who will buy and sell online without having any problems. And it later on, those early during its early years, it bought the Washington Post, and this actually created a huge name for Jeff Bezos. And apart from that, recently it just bought the Whole Foods, that at a good certain amount of money in dollars. That is way back in the year 2017. Um, uh, People ask, who is the manager of such and such a company, where this company has been thriving. And behind every thriving company, there's always a man behind it, who there's always a mind that has been working towards it. And in this case, we have Jeff Bezos, the man himself. He's still an entrepreneur, and he was born in 1964. And he's actually the founder and still the CEO of Amazon company. His net worth now surpasses 150 billions, making him not only the current was among richest persons, but also wealthier uh, since the beginning of the earth. So, some quick facts about Amazon. He started he actually sorry he started his high school in valedictorian, and started his first business as a teen. He tried actually to utilize his parents garage and make something out of it. He also launched Amazon to sell books. That's way back in 1994, single-handedly, and experimented with drone delivery. And this is a very interesting fact about it. And as we all know, Amazon has members and it has Prime members. And Amazon is targeting by the year 2030 that they'll be having some of its products being delivered to its Prime members, who require their products to be delivered most of the time within 1 day or 2 days. Um, will require them to be delivered to its Prime members. And it's actually a move in one way to conserve the environment and prevent the use of fuels, lots of fuels. And in another way, it's the most efficient method that can be applied. And it's automatic. Just send a certain drone to a certain location, and it delivers the products as required. And Jeff Bezos also has created Amazon Studios. Um, Apart from that, he has had so many awards so far, and one of them is he was named in Time Magazine's Persons of the Year in 1999. In 2008, he was selected the U.S. News and World Report as one of the America's best leaders. And this is for a fact because Jeff Bezos has come up with so many policies in the company that has aided and actually is making him one of the best leaders. An example being he has facilitated a move such that every employee has to work in the customer center at least for 2 days per year. And this has been a good exposure to all of the employees to understand the mindset of the customers, to understand what the customer needs, and to be able to be very creative and come up with with more policies that are able to satisfy whatever the customer requires. And in 2012, he was named the Business Person of the Year by Fortune. And Bezos was also listed as one of the wealthiest person in the world, with an estimated net worth of 28 billion. That is way back in 2012. Then he was ranked the second CEO in the world by Harvard Business Review. And we'll continue on Amazon. This is the organizational structure of Amazon, where it's headed by Jeff Bezos, that's the CEO officer. Then, apart from him, there are two more CEOs, and in this structure, we find out that it is incorporate inclusive of all other sectors of any business. Like for example, it has the CVP and the SVP and corporate development. It has the financial administration, that is including the CFO, and human resource. It has Amazon digital management. This is very crucial because Amazon is based on digital. Everything has become digital, and even its business is based on technological advances. And we have affairs, global corporate corporate affairs. We have technical advisors to the CEO. And apart from that, we have CEO Amazon Web Services. We have SVP CEO Counsel Legal David Zapolsky. And so when we analyze any company or any organization, there's various forces that come in our mind, and we'll ask ourselves, what's the position of the suppliers, what's the position of the buyers, do we have any other person that is producing exactly what we're producing, and do we have threat, how hard is it for a person to come into the same industry, how easy is it for someone to exit, for example, and levels of rivalry, what's the competition like in this and such industry. And so we will discuss the various five forces that are affecting Amazon as a company. And we find out that the bargaining power of suppliers is actually low to medium. And one will ask why, because Amazon has very many suppliers, but the reason is Amazon as a company, and it has tried to streamline its way of operation, and it has incorporated the suppliers in it such that it has given out some of the rules and policies that the suppliers are supposed to adhere to in order to be accepted as suppliers within the Amazon fraternity, I may say. And this is the reason why it's so hard for the suppliers to have an upper hand or a high threat, a high bargaining power towards Amazon. The bargaining power of buyers, uh, it's medium to low. Even though the switching costs are low and there's so many increased competitors, the buyers still have a low, a medium to high bargaining power, because they can easily switch from Amazon to Flipkart to eBay, depending on what they want to buy. And because actually there are no restrictions, you can easily buy from this, buy from the other, without any getting into any trouble. You just need to get to know how much is Amazon selling, compare the same price with this, compare the quality, compare the process, compare their response. Yeah, so that makes the bargaining power of buyers very high. And the threat of substitute products for Amazon is a little bit high. I would and so the substitute products is high. In That's the reason why, because there's increased number of other brands that have also entered into online retail, and people can also buy from the physical retails, and customers can easily switch off from one brand to another. The same products that are being provided on the platform of Amazon are the same products that are also being provided in the platform of Flipkart. This is for the case of Indian context, and the customers can easily switch off from one brand to another, because now you have the same product in Amazon at the same price, the same supplier, and also the same product, same supplier, same price on Flipkart. So this is one of the threat, and it's very high. And the threat of new entrants is actually low. The reason being, for a company to enter into the platform where Amazon is, it has to actually have a very strong financial base. And for this fact, most companies do not actually have enough capital to start, and to also be as big as Amazon is, because actually when you look at Amazon, it has taken it various so many years, more than 20 years, to be where it is right now. And so to just enter into such an environment where all these other companies are already established, it's very, very hard, and that's why the threat of new entrants is very low. And the level of rivalry in retailing industry is high. This is whereby we find out the various participants within the same retailing industry have come up so strongly, and it's like actually a war zone, because Amazon is competing against Alibaba, it's competing against eBay, it's competing against Flipkart in India, and so many others are coming up. uh, and this is making actually the rivalry so high. And apart from that, actually even even the retailing industry, we also have the offline stores, which have also come up very strongly. For example, the shopping malls, they're providing the entertaining places for families. They're providing lounge where people can just go have food with their family, have games for their kids. They have cinemas in place, and so this is actually posing a very high threat to Amazon. uh, we'll also analyze Amazon in terms of SWOT. SWOT actually it's an abbreviation for strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. And so when we look at Amazon, its strength are, for example, Amazon has a very strong brand name. When you hear of Amazon, it's a big thing that comes in your mind, and it has created such a big reputation, and especially in its customer services, and its ease of operation, and its response to feedbacks has been so efficient in such a way that it has created a very strong name for itself. Amazon is customer oriented, and this one has actually boosted its sales, because every like I said earlier on, they've measured itself, just surrounded itself against, not against, but for customer service actually. And every person has an experience with customers, and they know how what is required by customers, how some the services are required by customers, and they actually know the mindset of the customers, and they're working towards the fulfillment, because actually in any business, the customer has the main say. And it has also differentiation and innovation. Amazon has come up so strongly, and it has diversified itself in such a way that it's now in almost every field. It's providing movie tickets, it's providing electronics, providing various brands of fashions, trends, and a lot of innovation has been involved in Amazon, I would say. And it's the largest merchandise selection. You can get almost everything in Amazon, and it has large number of third-party suppliers. Amazon has a very large pool of suppliers to its products, because uh, you find the same product being sold by almost 10 suppliers at same price, or sometimes a different price. So that shows us that it has a very large pool of third party suppliers, sellers. and it has a large number of acquisitions. It has been acquiring big companies to itself, and this one has also enabled Amazon to also increase its market share within the retailing industry. And some of the weaknesses that we realize with Amazon is that its form of business actually is very imitable, and we find out that so many other companies have come up, even as in India we have we have a policy that has been boosting startups, and we find out that so many startups have come up. We have Mintra, we have Snapdeal, and so many others. They have come up. The Lime, we have Street Stock, Street Double S, and like we have so many that are coming up. Creating this platform where you can buy just clothes, or you can just buy shoes, which are also creating some kind of competition to Amazon, and losing margins in few areas. I would say Amazon has been losing some margins, and especially its campaign on free shipping. They're spending money on shipping, but they are not charging the same money on the customers. So that means they are losing out on some profit margins for themselves. Then there are product flops and failures. Most of these products that are being sold in Amazon have got defects, so it kind of increases the cost that is incurred, because somebody buys a product and they have to return the same product, because it has a kind of defection. And we find out that even if they return and buy some other kind of product, they get a different kind, as the same product but with a different version of defection. And this one has also been catapulting behind Amazon. And tax avoidance controversy. There's been actually a controversy going on that Amazon has been skipping its responsibility of paying taxes in the US and the UK, and there are actually investigations that are still underway, and which might actually bring trouble and tarnish the name of Amazon in case Amazon is actually found guilty. And limited brick and mortar presence. Actually, like most people just prefer the offline stores, but Amazon has so much specialize itself on the online platform. That means there are no physical retail shops for its customers and consumers. And some of the opportunities Amazon is actually enjoying is the expand physical online stores, and this has just been a huge improvement of Amazon, whereby they have actually increased their physical online stores, and they have their stores in almost every in most of these countries, most of these developed countries, whereby they have their presence, and they are actually working in order to satisfy even the customers from these various backgrounds. And Amazon has penetrated or expand its operations. It has actually tried to penetrate, and recently it's working on the penetration of China into China market. Although there's been a problem with economic recession and stuff, but we are hoping as the US and China talks. Their fight off, Amazon will be able to enter into the market in China, where there's actually a huge number of customers and also suppliers at the same time. So it's likely to make a huge amount of money, profit margins from the same. And most of another opportunity is that it has been acquiring most companies, hence increasing its market share and its presence within the e-retailing industry. And some of the threats that Amazon has been facing, this controversies of Amazon skipping payment of taxes, and we have employee treatment and workplace conditions. Some of the employees are complaining they're not being treated well, they're not being given the attention and the proper treatment by their employer. when it comes to payment and conditions, working place conditions. There's also threats of cybercrime. You know that Amazon is an online company. That means that all its information and all its details and the details of its suppliers and also of its customers are online. So there's been actually a threat of cybercrime whereby hacking has been the norm, and people easily hack into other people's financial accounts because they have all the information within the Amazon database. And aggressive competition. There's so much competition that's been going on. We find out that especially in India during time of Diwali, there was this competition that was actually head-on collision between Amazon and Flipkart, and they were giving almost the same offers, and you make we as the buyers will become so confused. You don't know where to buy from because now everything is the same. The conditions, the terms, the prices, the quality is the same. So this is one of the threat that is calling for Amazon to actually think ahead, come up with new strategies, and try to find out um, a merit position for itself in the market. Then there's a lot of imitation. Amazon has been imitated, and find that there's so many companies that have come up that have also becoming competitors uh, to Amazon. So some of the strategies, having mentioned about strategies, some of the strategies being used by Amazon, we have the sales strategy. The sales strategy actually it entails Amazon has actually diversified and made itself to focus on various four aspects in its sales, and that is reach, whereby it aims at reaching the the maximum number of people, and as is being said, targeting millions of people within a few adwords. You find out that actually they have most of their advertisements in between YouTube, whatever you're watching on YouTube. You find out an ad word telling you about Amazon, the products that they have, whatever they're promoting within that season, and the coupons that they have even for their products. Then they have Act, which actually seeks to create a clear and simple experiences through testing and learning. And that is, for example, the issue of the drone. We talked about it, and Convert. It's Amazon is actually using personalization to make relevant recommendations and clear checkout process that many now imitate. And apart from that, Amazon is engaging its employees, it's engaging all its stakeholders in coming up with new ways to satisfy its customers. Apart from that, on the sales strategies, we find out that Amazon has also come up with a search agent that has been put in position to enable its customers. When you go to the platform of Amazon and you want to find something, you just have to go to the engine, type the word, and you get so many suggestions that will come up. Then you choose the product that you want to buy. And this one has also been so important because it has enabled Amazon to use data mining to come up with a list of items that a certain buyer is likely to buy within a certain period, or to have suggestions for this certain buyer, because this is the number of products that they have been used to buying within a certain time. We have also they have also integrated the CRM that has also been working hand in hand on to improve the experience of the customers, the way they are treated, the way their issues are being dealt with, the feedback. And we have actually Amazon has this response email that always pops in whenever your product want to come to reach to you, that whenever a sale didn't go through, things like this. Um, we have the corporate strategy. This one is it is concentric diversification, and it concentrates on leveraging technological capabilities for business success. And apart from that, it's also enabling Amazon to be a cost leader, aiming at offering maximum value at the lowest price, in addition to wrapping its business around the customers. Amazon, the easy go to portal for their online shopping needs. We have steep discounts for its Amazon Prime programs. Most of the time, they have this really good and enormous discounts that are given to its Amazon Prime. uh, Timely, even express delivery, waiving off the shipping charges, passing on the benefit of avoiding state taxes to the customers, thereby lowering the prices even further. An average strategy based on making the customer experience as seamless as smooth as possible. So apart from these two strategies, we have also some other strategies that Amazon has come up with, focusing on innovation, and they're encouraging its employees to come up with new ideas, new ways in which they can lower the cost. They can provide that wonderful experience to the customer better than it is. And it's also concentrating on customer services to ensure that customers experience is good and smooth, as they say. And the aim is actually to to improve the experience that the customer has when they're shopping online in Amazon, apart from shopping to another online retailer. And then execution. Amazon has been so swift in its execution, and once you make a pay, it's quickly executed. They immediately tell you when you're likely to get it, how, and they give even the number of the person that is supposed to deliver it to you. So they've been so good in execution. Then diversification. Amazon has been able to diversify its products and reach out. Right now, Amazon is producing electronics. It's not producing, but it's providing a platform for sale of electronics, of fashion, of books, online books, hard copy books, um, so many things in position. So Amazon business and revenue model. So the latest example of innovation in their business model is the launch of the Amazon Go. This is a new kind of store with no checkout required, boasting just walk out shopping experience. The Amazon Go app users enter the store, take the product they want, and go with no lines and no checkouts. So this is actually it has been recently launched in the United States, and it's actually providing a very wonderful experience to its customers. Then it has also launched new services like Kindle e-readers. We have Fire tablets, smartphone, TVs, Eco. That's the Alexa voice assistant. We have grocery delivery. We have actually this is a new bit that has been added on to Amazon. And we have Amazon Fashion and expansion to business online Amazon web services. Then we have Amazon Prime, an annual shipping program that includes unlimited free shipping. Yeah, and within a very short period of time to its Amazon Prime members. Then involved Amazon has been involved in diversification to a media service with access to unlimited instant streaming of thousands of movies and TV episodes. Amazon is still pursuing this cloud service aggressively. They now have 10 Amazon Web Services regions around the world, including east coast of the USA. We have two on the west coast. We have Europe, Singapore, Tokyo, Brazil, China, government only region called the government cloud. And so we cannot talk about Amazon without looking at its financial status and just manage to get these two graphs that will enable us to see how much Amazon has been performing against its brick and mortar retailers. So we find out that Apple, Walmart, all these others are brick and mortar. Brick and mortar simply means that they are physical retailers. But Amazon, as we can see, has left all these others with a very wide gap. Amazon is having US dollar 71,844, while others are starting at 13,188. All this being in millions. So the way the road to being a 100 million club has not been easy. It's taken Amazon years, and we can see in the second graph, Amazon started from the scratch actually, and as we can see, it has been increasing drastically, and it's expected to even increase more. This is only stopping at 2014, but I believe up to as at to date, Amazon has increased even further, and with the lots of advancement in technology and uh, all these processes becoming easier day by day, I believe Amazon is increasing and will increase. Yeah. So we look at the personal analysis of Amazon. So when you hear of personal analysis, these are the factors that affect uh, any performance of any company. So it is actually an acronym for a tool used to identify the macro external forces facing an organization. The letters stand for political factors, we have economic factors, we have social factors, we have technological factors, we have ethical stroke, environmental factors, and then lastly we have legal factors. So we'll talk about each one of them and how Amazon has been affected by all these factors one by one. So, we'll start with political factors. Political factors, these are the factors that affect any business in its operation, because any business has to operate in a certain environment, and within a certain vicinity, there is always a governing body, there's always a governing party that may either restrict its performance, the performance of this company, or may provide policies that boost the performance of this company. For instance, some of the political factors that are affecting Amazon include the reason during the beginning of the year here in India, there's a law that came to abolish Amazon from selling its own products, and this was the move to enable boosting of the startups in India, and also boost the make in India products. And for this reason, Amazon had to abolish all its own personal products and just be that platform where sellers and buyers would meet. And apart from that, we find out that Amazon, with all the controversies that have been going on, that Amazon has been avoiding to pay its taxes, is likely to bring trouble to Amazon, especially in UK where the investigation is still underway, and it might actually be able to 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 bring various punishments to itself if they are found guilty. When it comes to economic factors, various factors within the environment where any company operates affects its operation. For example, the consumer disposable income. If the consumer disposable income is very low, no company will be able to thrive, because consumers have less amount to spend on 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 other products apart from basic needs, and they will try as much as possible to minimize and on how much they're spending. But if the consumer disposable income is growing and is high, this means that any company that is going to invest within that vicinity is likely to thrive because consumers have got enough money to spend. They can easily buy this product, they can buy even a luxury product uh, apart from basic needs. And apart from this economic recession, the economy position of any country would also affect the performance of any company. For example, Amazon has been wanting so much to enter into China, but with the current economic recession, it has been a little bit hard for it to enter into China, and we're still awaiting the talks to be done, and for the agreements to be reached, and maybe once China and US are in good terms, because they are the major biggest economic participants within the world, and if they finalize and come up with the conclusion and solution for all their fights, then uh, it's gonna be very easy for Amazon to penetrate into China. And as we all know, China is a very big market for all the products, as it's one of the highly populated countries. It is most advanced technology, so it will be a very good platform for Amazon to participate. Although it has now to be prepared to meet Alibaba, which is that is the home place of Alibaba, and it's also in the same e-retailing industry. Apart from that, we talk about social factors. Social factors, these ones include the factors, how as a people's way of life, people's lifestyle. How does Amazon get impacted by a people's way of life, or how does it impact them, and what's the perception after its impact on them? And so this brings about so many controversies, especially in the USA. They were saying Amazon has made people lazy. They don't want to go out. You can easily just sit down, relax, order something from online, and it comes. You don't have to go out. And on the other hand, it has managed actually to defend itself, saying that it's actually provided convenience, especially to the senior citizens who cannot just drive themselves to shopping malls and spend all that time in the queues and doing shopping and carrying luggages and stuff. So it has actually received an upper hand when it comes to the senior citizens. In Among the technological factors, we find out that Amazon is actually based on technological factors, because by itself it operates on technology and internet. And for a fact, Amazon has actually tried to capitalize and make best out of technology, in that it has automated all the procedures, and right now you can even pay online. There's net banking that has come up to even support these online retailer firms. And so right now, any customer can go online, get a product they want to buy, and apart from that, they can also pay online, or pay directly from their ATM cards. And this one has actually been a boost, and it has actually made things easier for Amazon, especially in its accounting sector, and yeah, accountability. And apart from this, the technology is also posing a threat to Amazon, in that there's been a lot of cybercrime. And Amazon, it operates online. It has, if you have to pay, you have to pay with your card, and all this information are available to Amazon. And people become too intelligent to to be able to even hack into these big systems. And the information that is within Amazon is so huge, and uh, which can also give a very huge threat to Amazon if messed up with. So Amazon has to stay very very careful, and put certain measures that will ensure consumer privacy is maintained. Um, apart from this, we have the legal factors. Um, the legal factors, this one include the the laws of a certain country, and this one for a fact. They have come. Most companies and most countries have come up with various acts that seek to protect the consumers from the manipulation of the sellers, like Consumers Act. They've also come up with the Privacy Consumer Privacy Act that seeks to protect consumers in data information, and whoever is handling the information. There's the Cybercrime Act, and all these that have come up, and they all seek to help in the customer, that's the end user of Amazon. And this is also posing a certain threat because Amazon has to, wherever it has its presence, it has to adhere to the norms. It has to adhere to the rules of a certain place. Then we have environmental factors. Environmental factors, these are um, these one the factors that seek to to conserve the environment, and to reduce pollution. And there's an article that actually came up, and it was talking about Amazon. They were saying when you order something, and you get it delivered within 2 days, it's like you are killing 100 trees. But when you get it delivered when you have some patience and get it delivered within 1 week, you're only killing 20 trees. So they were trying in some way to encourage people to just order, and at least have some patience for them to deliver. Because now, if I'm ordering a product now and I need it delivered today, then that means that delivery guy has to come to me, he has to go to another person, like that. So in this way, the carbon emission into the environment is more. But if you order something maybe on Monday and you have to receive it the next Monday, that means that you Amazon has enough time to package and somehow reduce the cost of transportation, and just load one person with all the products that are going to a certain area, and this reduces the carbon emission. So Amazon is very cautious, and that's why actually it has also come up with the drone system, and which is also expected to be to start operating by the year 2030. So that was all for Amazon. Thank you.